Alright, YouTube. Uh, Back here with Darth Vader. I didn't feel like pulling the Nikon out, so I'm going to use the GoPro. Uh, so I had no video update at all last week, just because I'm working too much. Had a big cycling event called Hotter Than Hell. Brings in 15,000 riders and runners. Shooting photos and working everything on that, so far too busy. But now I am going to post the update on it. So, hadn't drove at all. We had a slight issue, so I started pouring coolant into the reservoir, and I got half a bottle of coolant, half a gallon of coolant into it, and that was it. Stopped there, waited a couple days just because it's been so hot, over 100 degrees here. Found out there was a clog somewhere in the hoses from the reservoir to the radiator. I got that blown out. Coolant flows perfectly through it, but I don't have my light to show. Dang mosquitoes. So there's a hose right down in here that connects from the thermostat going to, and I can't remember what it is it goes to. I had that clamped on and it come undone. That hose is very short, so it has to be pretty tight on there. I tried to use these clamps, the universal adjustable ones. I like using them. That really won't fit in there, so I'm gonna have to get the gator clamps on there. Dang it, I keep bumping something to get my halos on. I don't know why. Bluetooth even on? Yeah, I got bumped into my phone. But I didn't realize I poured 2 gallons in it, and it had poured all over the floor. That's all good. I'm not too worried about that. It's not too much money for coolant, because honestly I'm not using Mopar coolant. Just too expensive. So I'm using O'Reilly's. I've used it for years, so not gonna complain on it. But that was it. I didn't realize that before I found out there was a clog. I thought, start the engine, let it suck in, so I can pour more in it, let it run for a bit. Fan kicked on, which was good. So, waiting for it to suck through, and it never did. I shut it off. Engine was hot. That's when I realized, okay, there's a clog, and I found it. Found out coolant was leaking all the way down there. So finally got that cleared out. That's all I got left. A clamp and buy some more coolant. Hopefully I can get that this week. And continue back with this. And hopefully this weekend drive Vader around. So I've got just a little bit of wiring to do, and not too much. I mean, everything's wired up. It's just like aftermarket stuff like this, some aftermarket lighting. I'm really hoping I can drive it this weekend, because I plan on borrowing a friend's garage and really cleaning it out and detailing this all day. That way I can put a cement coating on the whole car, make it buff it out, everything, because as you can tell, it really needs it. But that's pretty much it. So here's how the car looks. The stance is just phenomenal. I'm proud of the work that I got done. I'm proud of the friends that helped me out. It truly looks amazing, and it just looks 100% different with those halos in here. I mean, I am amazed at how well it turned out. And just how low that is. But other than that, I don't know if there's too many more changes gonna happen. I've been thinking about a little bit bigger wing, just because it's lowered and it looks a little bit different to me. Probably not, but it's just been going through my head. I am thinking about getting a new rack. Well, this part at least, swapping out. My wife wants to ride with me on a tandem bike, so I'm gonna buy a tandem bike. And tandem bikes are a lot longer than normal road bikes and mountain bikes. So I want to take one of these off, probably the passenger one, and get a longer one. Extend it out. It's gonna look funny as hell on this thing, but I love how this looks with bikes on it. So I've just got to find a company that'll make one, and hopefully I can kind of keep the locks. This company, really good company, Racks, they make one for a tandem, but just for this, just the rack, or the rail, I think it comes with the lock, they want $400. That's honestly, I believe, how much this bike rack was at the minimum. So not gonna happen. But that is it. Dirty Vader.